The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Welcome to Probably Halloween. Okay, so this is the Halloween episode that is actually not by design. This was the most randomly worked out me calling producer Courtney here's a crazy idea. Can we swap? So the episode you guys are supposed to be listening to right now is actually an episode that's going to go out next week. It is where I thought I was so violently hungover, which was a bit perplexing because although I had gone out with Claudia the night before and we did drink copious amounts of alcohol, I'm kind of a fucking tank. So I was a bit perplexed that I was as hungover as I was. As I now know, I was also, maybe I was a little hungover, but I was getting sick.
You were. Yeah.
Everyone in the world has a cold right now.
Everyone.
If you hear me, this has been the craziest thing though. When I got sick and I posted I have a cold, everyone was which I hate this on social media. When you're for instance, I said, oh my gosh, I'm coming down with a cold. Everyone responded, girl, I've had that cold for 2 weeks. First of all, how could you possibly motherfucking know it's the same cold? How could you know? Okay.
I literally DM'd you saying I had the same
You're
thing.
I had that. It lasted a week. I'm everyone with their negativity. I don't think you said it lasted a week. But everyone was coming through saying oh my God, that one had me down bad. I'm are you guys Osmosis Jones? Have you climbed into my body and picked through my cold? And you're yep, we had the same one. No, okay? But let me tell you something. I still don't have a voice. It's been 10 days.
Yeah.
I'm going to London tomorrow and I'm pretty sure in the morning when we wake up, I'm going to be that is foul.
Sexy.
I'm so really sorry that I just gave you that lovely ASMR. But you know what I mean? I don't feel sick and I haven't felt sick for a week, but I still wake up with that congested, just yucky feeling. So that's where I'm at currently right now. That's why my voice does sound a little bit different. If you are thinking to yourself, she sounds sexy, she sounds mysterious, she sounds a bit like Miley Cyrus.
I was about to say Miley Cyrus. I love when you sing when you have a little rasp.
Oh yeah, baby.
When I had this same
it's
cold,
the
which
climb. wait, I'm low-key fucking good.
I love when we go into a funny mode where we think we're good singers. Sometimes I am.
No, we were convinced one time, me and my friend Amanda Mertz were convinced we were such good singers one time. We were if we just got a little bit of singing lessons, just a couple, not even that many, we could probably go on tour. And we were we're also really cute and she's a redhead and I was it's a thing. We can make a thing. We often will text each other and be do you remember that time we dead ass thought we were going to go on tour?
Yeah.
We're we're in Nashville, baby. That's just showbiz, baby.
That's just showbiz. That's what happens. Everyone moves to Nashville and they're should I pick up singing?
When I moved here originally, Nashville was not Nashville, bit of a trends motherfucking setter, if I will. But Nashville was not what it is now. And all my friends in college, because as we know, I dropped out of college to come here, all my friends were why are you moving to Nashville? And I was it's just a really fun city. It's up and coming. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. And a couple of my friends said, do you sing? Because back then you only moved to Nashville if you were trying to pursue country music. And so now if you told someone you're moving to Nashville, they'd be fine, I've always wanted to go there. It's crazy how many people that James said when he was telling them, because everyone in London goes to New York, right? That's a very common stop. Mm-hmm. James said it was crazy the amount of people who were Nashville, I've always wanted to go to Nashville. I hear Nashville's crazy.
Really?
So he said every time he told someone he was going, he's oh, I've been dying to go to Nashville. Mate, I heard Nashville's insane. He said everyone was talking about Nashville.
I'm kind of surprised, but also I'm here for it.
Me too. I was wow. But yeah, I mean, and then he did come here and I will say he ended up liking Nashville more than New York. But I think that's because New York is basically
London.
A dirtier London.
Similar vibe.
Yeah. So I was expecting him to be obsessed with New York, but then it makes sense that he was I liked Nashville. And I think he was wow, you have a whole house instead of a 1-bedroom apartment. London's similar. He has a beautiful but 2-bedroom flat, So it's not there's not a lot of real estate going on in London.
Also New York too.
Yeah. So anyways.
Well, I will say when I was going through TSA to come here, I gave the TSA agent my ID. What are you about to say?
Can we please tell the story about Austin?
Oh, we can't.
Legally, we can't. Sorry.
Legally, we can't. Once.
Never mind.
I will tell you guys. We gotta wait for it to pass. Because Austin might be on a no-fly list.
Plus, he's the last person that deserves it. He really is.
The biggest rule follower. He cannot be paired with more of a wildcat like me. No. This man is a 1 on the Enneagram, perfectionist.
Yes. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
So anyways, I was coming through security, which I did carry those stupid weights. I got
This bitch flying with her is okay. Imagine, no, you look so dainty and cute right now. Normally she's like just like 85 different necklaces on, bracelets, rings, and we go through and they're like, ma'am, and she's like, hold on, yeah, and I'm always like, Anna Grace, we're late.
Hurry up. No, like if anyone took away my TSA pre-check, death. Yeah, I mean, I would die.
Death upon me.
Death upon me. Saved my life.
Shoot me.
Shook my core.
Just push me off a cliff. I literally this is so fucked up. I went through TSA pre-check. I thought there was this rule that if you had TSA pre-check, you had to go through TSA pre-check. And like, I do realize, I'm sorry I interrupted your story about your TSA.
Okay. I'll come back.
Fucking absolutely shocked. We are all colored, just flabbergasted. I thought that only I could go through TSA pre-check because I have TSA pre, like they wouldn't let me through the regular line. Well, I'll have you guys know they will let you go through the regular line, and then they even hand you a card in the regular line that says I am TSA pre. I'm not. That way people know you don't have to take your shoes off, right?
Right.
Because James is from not America, he literally doesn't have TSA pre, obviously, because it's an American thing, which is funny because I didn't know that. And when I was leaving, leaving London last time, and I was going through, I was like, where's TSA pre? And they were like, what? And I was like, TSA pre-check. I'm like, because they do put it on your boarding pass. I'm like, TSA pre-check. And they're like, we don't have that. I was like,
what?
At an international airport, you don't have TSA pre-check? And then I'm a dumb bitch. Me. Never, ever, ever shocked that I'm such a dumb bitch. It's only in America. It's a U.S. citizen thing.
I actually didn't know that. I just learned something new right here in this moment.
Okay, well, that's good. That makes me feel better because they have something called Fast Track, which I think you can pay for, or if you're a business class flyer, you can go in the faster, but you still take your shoes off. You still do all that stuff. So actually, they don't take their shoes off in London, but you still have to take your laptops out and all that jazz.
Interesting.
So it's interesting. Anyways, I found a loophole because I was like,
Tell
James
us.
has to have TSA pre-check because this is what's fucked up.
You're like, prison.
I posted on my story. I was like, oh my God, like James doesn't have TSA pre-check. So I just got through so fast. Like poor guy is waiting, whatever. So many people messaged me. Why didn't you wait? Why didn't you go through the line with him? You just sent him like through the regular line and you just like bebop by yourself.
I do that to Austin every time we travel.
Oh, you do? Okay. This is an episode of just like really realizing I'm not as much as a twat or a dumbass as I thought I was. Unless you are as well a twat and a dumbass.
No, like Austin knows I get irate. I hate waiting in lines.
Okay.
I
felt like such an asshole because everyone's like, you can go with him. And then I told James that. He's like, yeah, you could have gone with me, you know? And I was like, oh, sorry.
You're like, so I have TSA and I can only go through TSA. I like that argument. I'm going to tell Austin.
Yeah, see? Tell him
I'm
it's
like,
a lie.
I actually can't go through the normal line.
But the thing is, global entry. You can get global entry. Like he could get global entry. And if you have global entry, then it translates to TSA pre-check in the States. So I told him we're going to get you global entry, baby. And then we'll have it for when we go to other countries. But then whenever he comes, when we're traveling in the U.S., we'll have TSA pre.
I feel like to get global entry, I don't know what it entails, but I feel like you would have to like donate a lock of hair, like blood. They like analyze you in their system. So if you're like ever a criminal later on.
To see if you'll be a criminal later on.
No, like
you could be there. You could just sit there and when they walk in for the interview, you'd be like, nah, bitch, they're about to do some whack shit. Off the list. That's another fallback job you have. We should tell the U.S. government. Could really be using her.
You know, Frank, the guy we mentioned on the last podcast, he used to work with the FBI in California.
I did know that. You've told me that before.
Yeah. A lot of people that work in energy like me, they work for the government. I might be working for the government. I can't tell y'all.
How could that hold up in court?
That's a good question. I don't know. Because maybe they just get enough information.
To go find the people.
To go find the person. And they're like, yeah, gotcha.
Got your ass.
Gotcha. Anyways, I was saying, though, that I went through TSA and the guy looks at my ID and he goes, now, Anna Grace. And I was like, yep. And he's like, I know you're a country singer with a name like that.
And like, let's be completely honest, you absolutely exude like someone that sings like I would say pop star, but it's giving more country music star.
And I love that.
Because
the
you're
double
just,
name
like,
too.
So sweet. Like you're just like, yeah, it's Anna Grace. And it's
Anna
like
Grace.
a Tennessee license.
Oh, totally.
And you're literally just like you. And you're so like, perfect. And like, I just would literally also assume that maybe we should go on tour.
I'm a singer. We should. We could auto tune. No one would ever know.
Okay, yeah. Nobody has good voices these days. Everyone listening is like, I like have friends that are singers who are like, fuck you, bitch. Danielle Bradbury, one of my friends, literally just like goes into stairwells and just like sings a cappella, like the most stunning thing you've ever heard. I'm like, everyone uses auto-tune. She's like, bitch, no, I don't.
I'm actually not throwing any shade at anyone. I'm talking about like random people on TikTok, you know, just like, there are a lot of actually so many talented people in Nashville. Like, it's kind of upsetting because I'm like, why are you not freaking Adele? Why are you not so famous? I mean, people in Nashville all the time that are so talented that I'm like, why are you not literally have a star on Hollywood Boulevard?
Do you know what's crazy? How talented you have to be to sing on Broadway, like downtown Broadway. I know people that have tried and have stunning voices, but like couldn't like hack it basically because to sing on downtown Broadway, think about it. You have a bucket and people are handing you $20 being like, sing Strawberry Wine by, you know, I almost just said Sabrina Carter. It's Deanna Carter. Haha, and you guys were screaming it in your car, and I knew that one. Okay, so they'll like be able to do covers so easy, right? But I mean, imagine someone's like, I've seen people be like, can you do XYZ? And they're like, hold on. They hand it to their band to see if their band can do it really quick. The band's like, we'll figure it out. And then the guy singing or the girl singing has to be like, all right, I'll figure it out. The timing, the octaves, like
and they just wing it.
Yes, and then they sound so good.
I know, I've seen that. I'm like,
that is talent.
I often have this reoccurring nightmare that I have to go out into a stadium and perform the national anthem, and I can't remember the words. Wouldn't that be?
What do you think that breaks down to?
No, honestly though, my dreams lately have been really telling, but that one really throws me for a loop.
I always have this dream that I'm driving and I can't open my eyes. Like I'm like, I'm like literally scary. Like they're like.
Oh, I don't like how she's rolling her eyes. Producer Courtney, make it stop.
She's pointing her scepter at me.
I'm like, get back.
No, but like in the dream, I'm literally trying so hard to open them and they're glued shut. And I'm like, but I don't stop driving. Like, duh. Like, pull up, press the brake. But I'm literally just like, ah. Does that mean my life is out of control?
I don't know. See, that one I could take to the Dream Circle. I've told you I'm a part of a Dream Circle, right? You know that.
No, what is that?
It's like a 2-hour Zoom call that I get on every Wednesday from 6 to 8. Shannon, literally, y'all, no one's on a Zoom call more than me.
Nobody. I'm not kidding. I have said this for years and years. I have said this before Zooms were a thing. Nobody loves a call more than this bitch. I really don't ever hear you complain about it.
No, it's not that I love it. People just call they just call me.
You don't complain about him. I would be complaining about him and you don't. So I think you just like, I'll hop on a call. Like you rather again, like
I like feeling helpful. I like
death. Preferred death. Like do not, it's an email.
I know, but see, I also don't love an email, but it's okay. I don't know which is worse. I have so many emails, so many texts. They're coming in, their voice memos, their DMs, they're flowing at me. And then at Zoom, I can just really walk them through it. Actually, I don't know what the Zoom has to do with the Dream Circle because
you're on a Zoom call for
I am, but I guess it's not work related. That's what I'm saying. Like some of the work stuff gets overwhelming. So a Zoom with a brand, I can just go like, let's talk about it. Bam, bam, bam.
An onboarding call. I'm like, oof, I feel like this could have been an email.
Yeah, sometimes they could.
CBD companies, they love to have an onboarding call.
Oh yeah, they love information. And honestly though, but see, I'm such a nerd that I love to learn. I'm like, tell me about the receptors firing in my brain. What are they doing?
I don't like to like actually talk about a brand and sound like a fucking dumbass. So it's usually I'm like, all right, let me memorize this stuff and like learn about it.
I'm actually doing a partnership right now with a dance workout company, like the most aligned partnership ever.
The most you thing ever. I'm like, okay.
And we had to get on a call. She's like, I'm going to do a private dance class with you because I'm doing this collaboration with the CEO of the company.
Worst nightmare.
So I told
worst, I mean, death. Preferred.
So I'm like, Austin, I get to do a private. Austin and I both work from home, and he's on a Zoom. I'm on a Zoom. I'm doing.
He's in a suit and tie for a sales call, and you're like, bop, 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 boop, bop.
I'm like, bop, 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 beat it up like a drummer. 1 and
She's like,
two.
pop that pussy, pop that. And he's like, babe.
No, literally, you guys, I'm in the market for an office space because
I bet the fuck so.
Because currently, well, I'm a part of a Dream Circle, which let me tell you what.
Yeah, what do they talk about? Someone break them down?
My therapist actually put it together, so it's a legitimate gathering with just women. I was about to say blind women, but as in we don't know each other.
I'm like, did they know you're a fucking liar?
I mean, like a blind date. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Not blind women, but like people we don't know and we like don't know anything about each other. And we all come in and we share each other's dreams. We do a dream analysis because my therapist is like very well-renowned dream interpreter. She's actually studying in Switzerland right now.
Oh my God, I've got to ask her about this driving thing.
Yeah, I'm going to submit it to the circle and I'll get back to you.
Lie and say that was your dream.
I'm like, guys, I've been having this recurring
Oh my God,
nightmare.
they're like, you have scabies. She's like, you have scabies.
Anyways,
that's so funny. I have had scabies before. It's terrible.
That is honestly the worst story ever. I don't even want to go there because Shannon also, we think she has a wasp nest in her house. There's just like an infestation.
Wait, that's what I was gonna say.
What?
When I had my cold, everyone's like, "Oh my god, that lasted 2 weeks for me." I'm like, "You don't fucking know Osmosis Jones that we had the same one." And then I posted yesterday like, "There's 2 wasps in my room, hundreds." Girl, I was sleeping and wasps came through. I had 20 sting me on the fucking ear, one tongue. I'm like, stop with that shit.
Well, neither one of us slept good last night.
No.
And I think at one point I was worried a wasp was going to end up inside my boof hole.
I sleep with my mouth open. I tell you. Just like that. James says all the time, "You're so cute when you sleep," but I just... I'm like, that's not cute.
That's my worst nightmare.
I know.
I literally want to put a hoodie on and tie the holes.
So doesn't even go here. I'm like, I'm sleeping.
Literally, people have been taping their mouths shut. Have you seen that? It's like a legit trend on TikTok.
I would be waking up every 4 minutes like...
No, like literally, like for a while. And this is what it's like being an influencer. I see a video on TikTok. This girl's like, "Reasons why I tape my mouth shut." This girl's beautiful, stunning. I'm like, what is she doing? What does she know that I don't know? Do I need to tape my mouth shut? So I posted on my Instagram story, taping the mouth shut. And I literally asked for feedback. I'm like, "You guys, what do you think about this?" The messages range from "you could suffocate in your sleep and die" to one girl being like, "This changed my life. I've literally never slept calmer, more peaceful." That's what it's like being on the internet. You're either going to die or feel extreme peace in every single thing you post.
That is so true. Because I did have some people being like, it's probably a one-off. The wasps are just trying to get warm. And then other people that were literally like, "My cousin died from wasp death." And I'm like, okay. Got it.
Well, your dad said they're pretty dormant in the winter. He's like, "Sweetheart, when it's hot outside, that's when they're madder than a hornet. They're vicious."
Said, well, that's when they're mad, angry, vicious, madder than a hornet. And I was like, okay. But he said when it's cold outside, they're just
chill.
Which I am sorry. I've gotten into this like weird like phase of my life where I stopped wanting to like really kill bugs. Like if they're in a space where I really like I can't save them or walk them outside, like I will still kill them. But like for the most part, especially like bugs, like stink bugs, like random bugs like that, I'm like, I'll just shoo them out, right? I just like feel bad killing beetles and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
We did kill every wasp. Just
she made me do it.
Personally, like we opened the door, one flew out.
We did exit one.
I think
one.
he must have came back in because we executed several. And they had to go. And they did. Yeah, I'll tell you what. They didn't really put up a fight. They didn't really give wasp energy.
Yeah, I want you guys to know that Shannon, there was one. I mean, there was one in the danger zone, and so I grabbed it with a towel.
Yeah, we were literally like.
We grabbed it with a towel. We were going to try to exit, and then we thought he was dead. And then I went on a walk, and Shannon calls me from the balcony. She's yelling.
I have French doors, so like my bedroom has like doors that open up to the outside of my home, on my master bedroom. But the thing came back to life. So it started flying, so I shut my door, but then I was locked in my room.
She locked herself in the room. She's like, "Anna Grace, you have to come inside right now. Help me. I'm trapped inside my room. The wasp, he's alive."
Rapunzel. I was like over the gates. I was like, "Help!" And she's like, "Meet me downstairs." I was like, "I can't. I'm stuck up here. Hurry!" She's like grounding, like has her feet in the sand. You actually did trudge upstairs with a shit ton of like leaves in your toes and stuff.
I know, I was covered in leaves. I was outside doing my evening ritual, and Shannon's like, "Hurry! Come quick! Rapunzel, throw down your hair."
Yeah, she did kill him though. Okay, sorry. So your dream circle, what did you learn?
Well, I was really just saying that the typical lifeline of my Zoom is all day, every day, constant Zooms. Dream circle, I will take it to you, but I'm laughing because not only have I been doing dream circle, all kinds of weird stuff next to Austin. Our house in Florida is very small. Renting in Florida is like so much more expensive than Tennessee.
Your house in your house in Florida is great.
I mean, it is great, but like when you're both working from home and there's like a shared living space,
all of a sudden it seems a lot smaller. Yes,
it seems smaller. And Austin talks so loud. Sometimes I'm like,
he does. It's like the coach in him.
It is.
He's
coaching.
He's like, "Hey, we'll hop on a sales call." We're like, "Ah."
He's like, "Good morning." Yeah,
that's my dad, dude.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? How you doing? I tell you, he's always smacking people in the back.
Vic and Austin we've decided a lot of similarities. Not to mention, you guys think they look alike.
Y'all do think they look alike.
They kind of do look alike.
I could see it.
I could see it too. Anyways, but I've been looking for an office space. I'm ending the story, but now since I've come out as my full-blown Glinda the Good Witch, I opened up readings just for my newsletter group. So now I'm also doing readings from my house, producing a reading. And I'm like, Austin,
you got to shut the fuck up.
You have to go out into the basement. You've got to go downstairs and burrow.
Would you be able to do readings from an office space, or would that also be I thought you go to like the beach, put on like no electronics.
I do, but then, so I do the reading before I meet with the person. alone in my space. I swim around the ocean. It's a whole to-do. And then I come back and deliver the information to them.
That could be in an office.
That's in the Zoom, and that could be in an office.
And that should be professional in a space. Shouldn't be like
right?
at the beach.
Yeah. I know. I'm like naked.
You're like, hey.
This is weird.
This has been really awakening.
Like,
I'm scared. I think personally that a lot of people, and I just had this conversation with producer Courtney the other day because I had a couple Zooms that I had to get on. And I felt anxiety because everyone says, not because I can't hop on a business call. That's not what I mean. I don't fucking prefer everything should be an email, but like I was getting on the Zoom and everyone just assumes after COVID, when Zoom became big, right? Everyone was like, sorry, I don't know what that, did y'all hear that? Sorry. Was I the only person that heard that?
What did you hear? As a ghost?
Weird. It was like a loud crash. That's why I just went like this. I thought you might have dropped something. Okay, what the fuck? All right.
Shannon.
Sorry. Or we don't have to cut it out. I'm scared.
I think we should leave it because it's spooky.
It's spooky. It's Halloween.
I am in my Glinda the Good Witch. I could be, I don't know.
Yeah, get him out of here. What was that? That's so weird.
Shoot.
Okay, so I was, I'm happy to hop on a business call, whatever. But COVID, that's what I was going with this. COVID, literally, everyone was using Zoom. Everyone got familiar with Zoom. What was I doing during COVID? I was literally like drinking copious amounts of alcohol, eating cheese, and like learning how to rollerblade. And like selling you guys
That's
products.
when I was in my mushroom phase.
So scary.
So many. I walked literally 10 miles a day. It was so strange.
Yeah, I was not hopping on Zoom calls during COVID. So then after COVID, post COVID, we're like, everyone's like, hop on this Zoom. And I'm like, and then they're like, I get on Zoom. First of all, I had to download it on my computer. I didn't know that you had to do that. I thought you just like on a website. You have to like download the software.
What's worse is when they send you like a request for Teams. They're like, could you hop on a Teams call? I'm like,
what is that?
Or Google Meet. I'm like, huh?
No idea.
And I just learned how to use Zoom.
And then I was late to the meeting because I was like, it asked for me for a meeting ID. And I was like, where's the meeting ID? It was in the Google invite. I was like, what's the Google invite? Let me tell you something. You guys are like, your 9 to 5 privilege is showing. And I'm just like, not everyone knows how to work fucking Zoom. And you need to give us some grace. And y'all are just really fucking privileged. And I felt embarrassed.
That happened to me the other day. Because I record all of my readings so that people can watch them back, and like basically everything that I said 100% comes true and happens.
It does. It's fucking weird. Not weird. It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But that's why I'm like record it because I want them to be like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But this one girl's like, oh, can I actually record it and save it to my computer? I was like, yeah. She's like, just go ahead and make me the host. And I'm like, what? I'm sweating. I'm sweating just thinking about it because I'm blundering around. I've got a headset. I'm mic'd up.
I turned my camera off at one point and I was like, I just know I probably did. I literally pressed a button that was like camera off, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like doing some laundry while people were talking, and I was like, oh, I just know someone watching this is like, we can literally still see you because you forgot to turn the back end mic off that connects to the corporate girly pop scepter, and I'm like, fuck. They're watching me. Like I'm just like convinced I'm always doing something wrong. So,
speaking of things, the funniest thing that Shannon has said that was really embarrassing. I've been having a moment with the saying commit to the bit, and especially around Halloween, because Shannon and I, our Halloween content is probably our highest engagement all year long. Yeah, it's crazy.
But you just did a really good TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Like your TikTok was incredible. And I said, well, this is kind of crazy that I've been, not crazy because you lived here and we were best friends for 3 years, but like, it's funny too that, like I said, this is the timing of this. Like she lives in Florida. She wasn't supposed to be here for Halloween. We weren't supposed to be dressing up, but I have been involved in every fucking, I'm going to use the words I want to use. Okay. Manic, insane, crazy ass shit this bitch makes me do for Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
Like, please explain go watch your TikTok because it's just funny because the whole concept is committing to the bit, but like please
committing to the bit. I always tell people, listen up. If you want to show up at an event and just own the room, especially if there's a costume involved, you've got to commit to the bit. And I want you to splice and dice and look at the angle. Look at the situation from all angles. I'm really pointing right now with my scepter.
I know.
You see what?
She was like, the whole time I was like, yeah, point with it. But now I'm kind of like, I feel threatened. Stop.
I'm swinging this thing around. Listen up. So, Exhibit A. I wanted to do Britney Spears, not a totally original idea. Everyone loves Britney. She's iconic.
Totally. Everyone's done it before though. Right.
But I was like, how can I make it uniquely to me?
Yeah.
And I said, perfect. Shannon, get in the car. We're going to film my Britney costume. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be no punk ass bitch and use a fake snake. I want a real snake. And at the time, my assistant,
this was crazy.
She was a legend. I call her. I'm like, you have to find me a snake. in the city, like quick.
And like literally, I was like, first of all, that has got to be breaking. Like, I know that you don't have like an HR department for Anna Grace Inc. yet, but like, I don't think you could just ask your assistant to find you a snake. And she's like, I will.
It was kind of hard to find. I mean, and also
it was kind of sweet what you ended up doing though.
It was. Well, so I partnered with a local aquarium on getting the snake adopted.
Like. Just like if you need
also this was like in a 12-hour, like this was a lickety split.
If you need to press the 15-second back button and just listen to that again, she partnered with an aquarium to get a snake adopted, and it was a part of her Halloween costume. And she was like, bitch, get in the car. And she used to drive this big ass fucking
Escalade. God, I miss that Escalade.
And she's like literally a like Ben and Jerry's pint. And she's just like, she's always just like, and you're a bad driver.
I'm such a bad driver. It's like, honestly, infuriates
So
Austin.
I'm like, we're on the way to go get this snake, and I'm already fearing for my fucking life. And I'm like, did I just mess up my blonde weave?
your weave is still
and I'm just like, what did I just get myself into?
And also, here's the kicker. I don't even think you remember this part. I was going through the final stages of going on a reality TV show, which I'm not going to name names, and they needed me to vlog it. Do you remember that?
Yes.
They're like, we need a day in the life vlog from you. It was like the final step of the audition, which, by the way, I did get asked to go on the show, but it was not a good fit, and we passed.
By the way, it's funny because like they probably watched that and was like, oh, she just made her day in life seem crazy. That is some bouffant shit that you do in your life.
My real, okay,
so
doo-doo. I hand make my
day in your life is always fucking crazy.
It is, honestly. Every day is truly something. So I make this little tiny, the booty shorts are like a bikini bottom booty short. Brittany, you guys know the one where she's holding the snake, iconic look. I hand bedazzle. This is like the day in the life vlog that I'm submitting to the producer that's coming. I'm like, anyways, here's this little tiny top, this little titty top that I made. It's like so small. And then I put on this massive fur coat. I've got on these huge boots. I get in the car. I get my blacked out Escalade at the time. I missed that car.
That was a good car. We could change a lot in there.
We really did. It was like a wardrobe. It was a little closet on wheels. Anyway, so we find this aquarium. It's like 25 minutes outside of town. It really wasn't that far. And honestly, I was glad I did it because it was really sad. They were pretty much
we were sad. The snakes live in drawers.
They do. They just pulled it out of a drawer.
And I literally said, like, so is that where he lives? And the guy was kind of like brutal. He's like, yep, till he gets adopted. And I was like,
or someone buys him.
Sold, I guess is what he said. Not adopted. They weren't like, snakes in danger. We basically just like, we're like, okay, we are really want this snake to, I'm like, say the snake was like really nice.
I'm like, he is really sweet. Well, and also I want you guys to know, here's the thing. I think that I'm like some bad mamma jamma. I'm like, I'm not scared of snakes.
I asked her beforehand. We get like we get there and I say, are you like scared at all? Like I couldn't be me. Like I'm actually more scared of spiders than snakes. But like I knew she was putting a boa constrictor on her body. I was like, are you scared?
It was a type of python. I can't remember.
Python, sorry. But I was like, are you scared at all? You're like, no.
It was 8 feet long.
You're like, no, I'm like just genuinely not. And I was like, okay. And all I have to do, I am told, this is what I'm told. All I have to do is take the photo and video. No problem.
But I needed, see you guys, I committed to the bit. I needed the video. So I needed to be singing the song and doing the routine with the snake. But here's the thing about a real snake. The thing would not cooperate with me. It would not let me hold it.
And he was body chills thinking about it again.
He was cold. And so he was trying to hug me around the neck.
Yeah, because obviously they like to be warm. So he was literally
or he was trying to squish me out.
We know nothing about snakes, to be honest. I don't know why I'm just acting like I fucking know. I watch Harry Potter. That's about all I know about snakes.
I can speak parcel tongue.
The guy, we're like, this is the Halloween episode.
I will say before I got the snake, remember we communicated with the snake. We said, hi, we come in peace.
You did.
I did. I bowed to the snake. I said, I come in peace.
You should have seen the aquarium worker. He was like, okay, you want the snake now or no? She's like, hold on, I just have to talk to him for a second.
I did. I just wanted to let him know, like, hey, I'm on your team, buddy. It's you and me against the world.
And Instagram, all right?
And also, like, I'm rooting for you. I'm going to find you a good home.
The guy was nice. He, like, told you, like, how to hold him, what to do, and, like, not to be scared if you did X, Y, Z. But let me tell you something about an 8-foot-long snake, okay? Here's what I'm thinking. I don't know why I'm thinking snake long on her arms. Snake here. Snake not there. Snake doing this to the person that's filming.
The snake just wants to wrap around you like a tree branch.
So at some point she was like, go, go, go. But we were smart enough to know to play the music on another phone. So I'm holding, imagine you're watching this from the outside looking in. It's going, I'm a slave for you. And I'm like, okay, go, 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 go. Ooh. And then I kept pulling back because the snake kept like putting its head towards my face. And I literally would be like, oh, sorry. And Anna Grace at one point looked at me and she's like, you have got to stop stop doing that because Anna Grace is the one with the snake on her body.
Oh, and also I want you guys to know, I did not realize until I got in that moment. I was terrified.
Petrified.
I was terrified.
It's doing that little...
It like it did it in my ear.
In her ear. It literally was going...
And I'm literally going, Shannon, shut up. She's like, let me fix your hair. I'm like, I don't fucking
She
care.
has never been mean to me. I'm not kidding. I
was so scared.
This is not... She has never raised her voice at me. She has never like gotten mad at me. There are so many fucking times she should have told me to shut the fuck up. She should have gotten mad at me. She should have anything. Actually, Coachella, when I boofed around and forgot to get your content. I was like,
that's like probably our only fight we've ever had.
You've got to pay attention. I cried.
We both cried, and we had a fan come up and ask us for a photo, and we were in the middle of having a crying fight.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry, you're my best friend. I never want you to think I'm not caring about you. And you're like, no, I know. You just sometimes like get really wrapped up in other stuff. And I'm like, I know. And this lady's like, are you Shannon and Grace? Can I have a photo? And we're like, sure.
No. And also, we did not say a word. She was probably like, that was such a weird interaction.
Oh yeah, we weren't like, sorry, we're crying because we were just like, sure. She's probably like, they're on drugs. She probably definitely thought we were on drugs because we were at Coachella.
And also, we were so sober.
We were so sober. But okay, so anyways, yeah. So she's never raised her voice. She dead ass was like, Shannon, take the fucking photo. Like seriously, like stop. And I was like, no, I got it. I'm sorry. It's just like it's fucking
I'm
weird.
getting hot.
And then I did keep. I actually realized in the moment, I'm like, I need to calm her down. So I'm like, you got it. I started wrapping her around her neck. She's like, hey, it's wrapping around my neck. The guy's like, you're good. She's like, it goes one more loop. She's like, it's really, because you don't want to yank it. Also, we don't want to be mean to the snake. So the guy has to come over. He's like, no, okay, I got it. He like unravels the snake from her neck. And then I'm like, okay, I need to be the calm one here and like do the right thing. So I'm like, you got it. You're good. You're going to, and then here, and then ready, set, go. I got it. Okay, we're doing one more shot. And then I was really calm and cool. So then I think she assumed like, oh wow, Shannon was like really good in that situation. Mm-hmm. And then we got back together. We got back in the car. We were like reviewing the footage. You're like, okay, you crushed it. You were so good. I was like, you killed it. You're like,
it was honestly unbelievable what we did.
It was really great. And then you looked at me, you're like, okay, sorry, you were so good. Like you were like so good at that. And I was like, don't you ever fucking dare make me do that shit again. Okay. And you were like, oh my God, I thought you were like chilling. I was like, no, I was not chilling. That was terrifying. I hated it. Don't ever make me do that again. You were like, I won't. I was like, okay. I hated that every second of that.
But I will say I got the part on the reality TV show.
Thank God.
I didn't go. Anyways, so as you guys can understand, I committed to the bit.
Yes.
I almost died for that costume literally 4 different times. I don't even know now looking back if that snake wasn't poisonous, was it? If it had bit me, would I have been okay? I've just recently
been a lot of trauma engaged. I don't think we would have gotten the snake adopted. I wonder where he's at.
I don't know.
I hope not in that box. It was literally like a filing cabinet. They just in the filing cabinet. I'm like, does he ever get to get out and just like roam around and play? And they literally were like, no. And they said to me like I was stupid for asking no.
Yeah, and then we also that guy weirdly was like, don't get me in any footage. We were like,
oh my God, wait,
weird.
yeah, we filmed him. We're like, can you be in this explaining something? He's like, yeah. And then he filmed the whole thing and he goes, actually, wait, delete that. I don't want to be in it. And we were like, okay, Mr. Felony.
For sure. We were like,
I was like, okay, Frank.
I was wearing a headset too, and as soon as we walked into the to the place, I was in my fur coat, headset, and there was like a small little field trip of children.
Oh yeah,
Shannon's like, we've simply got to go.
The amount of times that I've been with her and when she's wearing something absurd, doing something absurd, and I always have to tell myself like, it's her, not me. Like I'm just taking the pictures. Like I cannot possibly be embarrassed by this. Like she's not embarrassed, I'm not embarrassed. But I don't think I realized until today, like the things you really put yourself through.
I really commit to the bit.
Yeah.
We did it with Christina Aguilera. It was my most liked photo for a year until Austin came along and his reveal was my most liked photo. Yeah.
I like that.
Everyone loves a love story.
Really good for Coach.
But Shannon was a part of that costume.
You should be a coach and you should be a cheerleader for Halloween.
That would be so cute.
We like trick-or-treating, like to like pass out candy on your porch or take Zane.
Oh, we actually do have a group photo or a group costume of all 3 of us.
Cute.
I'll tell you guys. You'll see it soon. But so this morning, she's in full get up.
I'm dressed like this, which is like not insane, obviously.
Except it's 8:30 in the morning on a Wednesday.
But like these are like thigh high. We wanted to do it early because I'm like, okay, like let's like knock it out before I do the podcast. And then I got to make my flight. Actually, I just got so excited. My flight just got delayed. And I'm like, never been excited for a delayed flight, but now I have more time to do shit. But I found this, there's a bar in Nashville and it's called the Red Phone Booth. So everyone was like, why don't you take this costume to London, which I might, but I originally just thought that I was just going to take a photo in this costume. I didn't think I was actually going to, wear the costume to an event. all that being said, I was like, I'm not gonna make James go in London and take photos of me dressed like that. I cannot do that to
That's
him.
like being like, I love New York in New York.
Yeah, dressed as a Statue of Liberty, being like, I want to take this in Times Square. Actually, no one would probably fucking care. But like, I was just like, I'm not making James do this, and I don't want to do that with my boyfriend. So I want to do shit like this with like my friends. So
also me, because obviously we've seen some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, you owe me. So we find this bar called Red Phone Booth. Well, they have an actual London red phone booth outside. I have seen photos of this so many times. So many times I have seen it and thought that is like a little bar tucked away down a street, because obviously in Nashville, I've lived here for 8 years now. If there was a giant London red phone booth somewhere like well known, I would have seen it by now.
Right.
Like it's not on a main street. And so I type it in, I see it's there. I'm like, perfect. I'll take it at like 9 a.m, like early when, people aren't going to the bar is not open. I'm like, I'm a fucking genius. We'll take it then so that, I can just like go in front of the booth, take it, no one's there, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. So we type it in and I get there, and it's on a street. If you're familiar with Nashville at all, it's on a street called Rosa L. Parks Boulevard.
It's the most popular.
It is just the most driven down street in probably
takes you everywhere. Broadway, everywhere.
It is like the meeting sector that takes you everywhere. Most importantly, it is where if you're a corporate girly, then it is the street that is taking you into all the high rises with all the corporate jobs. Mm-hmm. It is where everyone is going to work. What time did I decide to do the fucking costume?
Work time.
Like 8:45. Okay? 8:45. My voice is cracking. And so we pull up, we see that red phone booth. She's like, so here's the thing, it is not tucked away. And I was like, motherfucker. People were just walking by it with their briefcases. I'm like, okay.
Oh, not to mention the construction site
adjacent,
full of hundreds of workers.
Hundreds of just like neon vests, construction workers doing the Lord's work and making a sturdy building for us. But I says to myself, fuck.
Shannon literally goes, I can't do this. And I said, commit to the bit.
Oh, and here's the part that I had to commit to the bit, because I'm a big believer in, for me personally, when my Halloween costumes go viral, because I'm almost always doing like a redhead, like a thing on a redhead.
Famous redhead. Classic.
Yeah. I always do. I like a side-by-side. I like to recreate a photo.
The identical photo.
So the photo, like exactly like how they're putting their hands, exactly. So I've done that so many times and it's been really successful. Yeah. So this particular shot that I really wanted to recreate was, if you look back at Ginger Spice, all of her like outfits, like she wears this dress, but like not actually, she actually wears this dress and I'm wearing a swimsuit. So like, and it's literally like, it shows her like underwear,
her tootie top.
Yeah, it's like actually stops like right here and shows her swimsuit bottoms. I don't know if you can see it in the YouTube, but like I had to not only take this photo in front of all of these like professional people going to their jobs to support their families. I then had to take it in front of hundreds of construction workers also doing their job to support their families. And then I had to be like, and here's the fucking kicker. I'm also rolling it up to purposely show my underwear. Bathing suit, but like underwear. And
which also at one point, I don't think she knew she faces the ring camera of the business. And she's rolling up her skirt and her dress. And she like does a quick little flip under her whole hiney. Just
whole butt
to everyone. I was like, I basically body slammed her.
She's like, you're back. And I was like, oh. Also, there was a ring camera attached to the establishment.
That was the funniest part.
Which makes sense because it's an establishment. And I bet they have people try to like vandalize that red phone booth all the time. It's in pristine condition.
I was like, oh, perfect. Just get in there.
She goes, just get in the booth. I was like, oh my God, perfect.
We'll hide in the booth.
It's bolted shut. I mean, obviously it's bolted shut. So like people can't just fucking go in there at night
probably
and sleep.
Probably like sleep, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's bolted shut. I did look at the ring camera. I never saw it like light up, but I did look at the ring camera and I was like, listen, I was like, hi, I'm taking photos really quick in front of your phone booth. I'm like obviously dressed as Ginger Spice. And I was like, and let me just tell you, I am sorry. I appreciate you. I tried to do this before your working hours. I am mortified. I'm simply embarrassed. I take all the photos. I've obviously flashed them with my butt at some point. And then when I'm done, I put my robe back on and I look back at the ring camera. I go, thank you so much for letting me do this. And this was truly, truly as embarrassing for me as it was for you to watch. Okay. So just know that if you guys repurpose this video, I too am embarrassed. Okay. Because I'm like, are they going to just like post it on Instagram and be like, that time of year, do people come and do this all the time at the red phone booth in Nashville? Dress up as Ginger Spice? I don't know.
Who could be too sure? But it was really funny. She narrated through the ring camera the whole time. Like she really, but you know what? We committed to the bit and we got the content.
The content was good. It's going to be good.
It's going to be so good.
And also, sidebar, everyone wants to know if you like James. You're the hot spot.
was like, what are we asking? You guys, I love James. I also think you and James are perfect for each other in different ways than I was expecting, which I guess I'm kind of realizing you're similar in this. Let me explain. When I first, like, you showed me James and I was following him and along, it's like you guys have this like really great entertainment, captive energy on social media. But then, so I thought he was going to be like really bold and like out there. And then when I met him, I'm like, this man is so wholesome.
He's so reserved, but people think that about you. And I am obsessed with trying to date someone like Anna Grace.
You know what? And we do kind of have a lot in common. But I thought he was just so, yeah. I was like, this man is so wholesome. Not that I didn't think he was going to be wholesome. I'm like, this man's sexy as fuck. He is.
Facts.
Let's be real. So I kind of didn't know. I'm like, what his like energy was going to be in person. The moment I hugged him, of course, Shannon's like, hug him, feel all of his energy.
I was like, hold him for longer than you really need.
All of a sudden, I've got like my hands on his whole head. They're like, my fingers are like over his eyeballs. I'm like,
you're like, I'm like, what's your initial reaction? She looked at me. She's like, good. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Which like Anna Grace has nothing to lose. She would have just been like, not good.
I would have been like, yeah. I know Shannon's always like, would you tell me? And I'm like, I would never just like let you blindly go down the wrong path.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
Okay. Anyways, well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. And so, but anyways, James was, and even in person too, like he was just like, he had like a little more of like a goofy, silly side, but also wholesome and just sweet.
He's
also
so kind.
Really prioritizes you. And that was the dynamic. I needed to see you guys and just want you to be happy, but also like let you be you. And like there'd be random times where he'd be like in the middle of a conversation with someone and we're like, okay, take our picture, get in our TikTok. And he was just like so chill, like, okay, yeah.
So about it.
Just here for our bullshit.
Yeah. It's also nice that he like understands the side of like the content creation. So he's like, yeah, I got you. 1 sec.
He's the most perfect balance of understanding content, being a great prop. That's what I always call Austin. Just kidding. He's
we love it.
He's his own main character, but in mine and Shannon's story, sorry. But he was just go with the flow, but it wasn't like overpowering, you know, because some guys you're like, how is this gonna?
A lot of people thought like they're like, I pictured you guys just like almost like talking over each other, fighting for words. No. Like he's so like just like he's so much more calm than me. He's also like. I would say, well, we're very intelligent in our own rights, but he's very, very well spoken and smart. And so like, he doesn't just like me, I'm like, and I don't like, it's not like the stuff I'm saying is lies, but like, I don't know. I just like, I say every detail of every story, whatever. He's very like specific in the things he says. And like, he says stuff with a lot of like intention. And so like, he's a lot more calm.
Yes. He's, you know, that's what I like to say. He's like very in his power because you and I also have we come from some alpha female mothers. We have a little bit of alpha energy, but our men.
James did ask me to stop ordering for him.
Oh, we're like,
and I was like, and I do understand that, and I see where you're coming from, and I will stop. I thought I was being helpful because you already told me what you wanted, and then the waiter came, and I'm like, we'll have this. He's like, babe, stop doing that, and I was like, got it.
But see,
I see where he's coming from, and actually, it was sexy that he was like, I can order for myself. Please don't do that again. And I'm like. Okay.
He's in his power. He lets you be you, but then he's still
let me be me.
He's not going to like be a fucking doormat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do not need a doormat.
No, because you and I we would ruin someone.
I would never respect.
No one puts me in. Yeah. See, no one like he can respectfully put you in place. Austin can respectfully be like, Anna Grace, just dial it back down to planet Earth. Come back.
We're like, okay.
I'm like really quick. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's good.
Anyways, I love James. I want to spend more time. Actually, we just booked a trip together.
We're gonna spend New Year's Eve together.
Yeah, we are gonna spend New Year's Eve.
So we'll tell you guys more details about that later. I actually do have to kind of hurry because I do have to make my flight to New York so I can go to London and see my boyfriend.
Everyone has to have a reading for him. Not yet. I did read his energy and it was lovely and just so beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful soul. Beautiful
to make
aura.
an absolute giant jump, I should note that major shout out to not a sponsored post. I just fucking love them. The showroom.
Oh yeah.
Hooked up the scepter, the crown, the dress. Like this dress is iconic. They gave me this really cool vintage like costume thing to wear. I think I'm actually gonna take that to London and wear that.
Oh, that's gonna be so
because I want it to be like really cool. But it was like a actual. They just have any dress, anything you're ever looking for in Nashville. Like you've got to go to the showroom.
It's a
rental
service.
You can rent anything from them and then they bring it back. They clean it. Everything. It's like designers to like just iconic dresses. I tagged them a lot, but like weddings, prom, pageants, anything you're going to, if you need something fancy or if you just need something sexy and chic and cool, I sometimes go there before I go on big trips because I'm like, I want something iconic and I don't want to buy it, so I'll just rent it from the showroom.
Showroom hooked up this outfit.
It's only in Nashville, by the way. Oh no, they have one in Utah too.
Oh
yeah, really cool. But
wow.
Sorry, it's basically if you come to Nashville, like I said, this is not an ad. I just love the owner, Kristen. She's literally like the sweetest, kindest soul on this earth and stunning and just
beautiful.
The store is beautiful. It's such an experience. Go check it out. I just have loved them since they've opened in Nashville and they're great. And this is where Halloween episode sponsored by the showroom.
Yes. So
people, we're about to wrap this podcast up after we talk about Anna Grace's podcast that just went motherfucking #1. And she won't say it. I will. It is hard. Okay, so this is going to be like a little counter brag because I've also gone #1 in comedy. It's fucking hard. Like, it's really actually hard to chart like that. It's a really big, like, massive milestone. It's incredible. It's cool for you to go #1 in spirituality, like Joel Osteen. Like, I also told her this. I was like, think about it. Comedy, whatever. People are listening to comedy podcasts. You're talking about like the world of Christianity and podcast.
Just to clarify, just so nobody comes for me, it was #6 overall in religion and spirituality combined, which is why Joel Osteen and other.
Oh, okay.
But Sadie Roberts. I mean, inspirational leaders.
People.
I was honored, but also
massive.
I am in #1 in spirituality, which is different than the religion category, but still honored.
Spirituality, a lot of really like serious people
Profound.
listening to like really incredible like when you're amongst people that you look up to. Like, I remember when I charted, I was like, so like, whoa, the people I'm next to, like, I love their shit. I can't believe I'm with them. So like, I looked at your chart and it was big, huge people. And I don't want you to discredit or take away how proud you should be, because that is fucking hard work. And podcasts, I know they seem like we just get on the mic and they talk, but like, they really are. They take a lot of fucking effort and time, and a lot of stuff goes in and behind the scenes and whatever. And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
When you just said you were going to do a podcast, I was like, the way that like you should have done this like forever ago. And I know like whatever, it's the perfect timing that you started now, but you were so perfect for that.
Thank you.
And I got messages from people, like I sent you one of them that I was just
so
like,
sweet.
it was from someone I just was like, I don't really talk to in the sense of like really deep conversations or anything like that. And she messaged me like a minute-long voicemail being like, this made me cry. This is the podcast that I've been looking for. This podcast, I can already tell.
I just got chills.
After like affirmation, after like one episode, she was like, I can tell this is what I've been searching for. Like, this is what I need to listen to. And I was like, I feel really like lucky. And I was telling Anna Grace this. I feel really lucky that you're my best friend. So I'm like, I cheat. I have the cheat code. My podcast is every day with her because I call her and we talk every day. So like, I get to experience your warmth, your compassion, your fucking absolute just massive amounts of knowledge that you have. And I get to experience it all the time. And the fact that you're like giving it to others is just so amazing. And people are going to just lose their mind. They're going to fall in love with you times 1,000 more than they already are from just hearing you be hilarious on this podcast. Like, I could not be more excited for you. And I could not think this is a better role and fit for you in life than to be speaking to people about the stuff you're so passionate about and helping people.
Thank you.
But I want to hear, give me the bio for AG University so you can kind of like break it down.
So, well, one, it was funny because I realized I really was passionate about doing these courses. AG University, I wanted to create almost like a modern day, I'm kind of being funny about like witches and wizards, like Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Like a school where we tune into our intuition. I know that sounds like really out there and it's a movie and yes, but everyone does have energetic gifts. I truly believe that. Shannon's very intuitive. She feels feelings in her gut, and everyone has a soul's purpose. Diarrhea. Yeah, she like poops her pants. She really does.
Like every psychic I've ever seen is like, you should really tune into like your gut. And I'm like, I know my gut feelings. Like, no, like, do you ever get like actually like upset? Like you physically feel it in your gut? And I'm like, yes. And they're like that. Like not volatile, but that like feeling that is like the visceral feeling, you actually feel it, like you should pay attention to that. And I was like, oh my God, I thought I had IBS.
You're like, oh my gosh.
But I can just tell when people are fucking with me. And I gotta go to the bathroom.
It's true.
Sorry, keep going.
But everyone really does have a certain energetic, and I've learned this past weekend, like some people feel really connected to animals and some people feel really connected to, maybe it is a psychic medium realm. I don't know. A lot of people just wrote me being like, I've experienced something, or people told me I was crazy and this makes me feel normal. So basically it's just
you do always make people feel so just normal and seen and heard.
Thank you. That's
in
all I want.
Your facets of life. You make everyone feel seen and heard.
Yeah. So I really wanted to create AG University as a super safe space. You don't have to be 100% spiritual. You don't have to be religious. come one, come all. It's a safe place where we just talk about all things energy and manifestation. And ultimately, I am here to connect you with your energetic gifts, your intuition, and to realign you with your highest self. All of my readings are, I have the ability to see people's highest self. So I'm giving you the action steps to be the boldest, brightest, most confident version of you. It's really a confidence podcast. I interpret that as energy, but it's for anyone. You don't have to have the same beliefs as me. And I always, excuse me, I'm spitting. I always say I'm rooted in love, and you don't have to be a certain spirituality, religion, all the things. But AG University, I want it to be like we're a giant like sorority or a giant class.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, the thing about you with your readings, like you do more than just like give people confidence. You actually can like see into their future that they are not aware of and tap into things that they should be putting more of their energy in. Right. Which is really cool. So if you actually like did a reading with her, which she's booked and busy, bitch. But like,
you can sign up in my newsletter. It's free and it's linked in my bio.
There you go. But like, I mean, like the actual like gift you have is way beyond just like, you know, giving a confidence booster. Right. Like it's so much more than that. It's just.
Well, I think the confidence boost comes when people sit with me and I tell them, I already know what your bucket list dreams are, right? Without you telling me. Yes. So the fact that I'm already telling you, hey, I've already seen this exist.
They're like, wait, I just thought that was a pipe dream. You've seen that, and it's like, and you're like, yeah, and you're fucking good at it. And they're like, seriously, me. I'm like, quit your job at Google, make soap. Like that is what, like I don't know. I'm very excited for you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Like very first episode to go #1. Like I
was shocked.
I know you have a following on Instagram, and I know that people adore you and love you, but like that shit is fucking hard. Thanks. It's hard and it's great, and I'm proud of you. And you guys listen. It comes out every Wednesday, right?
Yes, every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, AG University. She is hilarious. She's warm. She's just literally our good witch forever. That's why she is just as the good witch.
And listen, I'm going to take you guys all to the mother freaking top. And I'm going to give you all of my little blessings, all my love spells, all my prayers of protection along the way. I'm basically just going to teach you everything. And I do, y'all. I have a lot of knowledge. I've been studying for this role for 10 years.
It's not like, that was one of the questions. And then we'll wrap it up. One of the questions was like, how did your family take you when you like came out as this? I'm like, she's been doing this we just came out to y'all. Like she's been, since I've known her, she's like, it's been in a class. I joke that she loves a call. She loves a Zoom. But like there was a time in our friendship where you were actually in courses and
I was actually in training.
Me, I'm like, are you in your witch school today?
Yeah.
But like
she would call it witch school.
Hours and hours and hours and just like months and months. And like she's not just like, you guys, this crystal makes me feel warm. Like she's
I have a lot of science.
She has a lot of fucking knowledge and stuff in her brain. And a lot of the times, this is why I feel like I said I have the cheat code by being best friends with you. But sometimes when I get upset, you're like, you just make me feel so understood. Mm-hmm. You're like, you feel that way because of this. And I'm like, really? And you're like, yeah, that's totally normal. You feel this way because of this. I'm like, you're my therapist, you're my best friend, you're my energy, you're everything in one. And I'm just really glad that you're sharing that with the world now.
Thank you. I'm so happy. I did call Shannon before, and I was like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast because I want to do these courses. And I felt like the only way to do the courses is to do a podcast to explain to people what the courses are. It was
there's a million other reasons you should have podcasts.
But I sent Shannon a voice memo and I was like, Shannon, I just feel like podcasting's our thing. Like, I don't know if I want to do one without you. I had to call her and I was like, I'm going to start a podcast and it's going to be all witchy things, and not really witchy things, but I was, just about my life. And I told Shannon, I just need your blessing.
I just need your blessing. But I was like, it's so funny because I had to
say, remember, like, bitch, shut up.
I was like, bitch, shut up. Start your podcast now. Let me know.
She told me like months ago to start a podcast.
But I remember whenever I had my podcast and like you were coming on a lot, and everyone's like, is she the new host? Is she the new host? And I had to have that conversation where I'm like, I want you to be on it all the time, but like I really just want to be by myself. And you're like, bitch, I got shit to do. So it's like
we've had such a good understanding.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just so proud of you, and I love you.
I'm proud of you.
And I love you guys.
Network queen. We're thriving.
Well, I've got to go. This spray tan is seeping through my dress.
Yeah, she's got a little sweat paint.
Oh man, wait! Shouts out to the girl that literally just messaged me on Instagram in Nashville. Was like, her name's Katie. She's like, I have a dress.
Thanks, Katie.
Like, she's like, meet me at $5. I'll give you the dress. I like forced her to take money from me. She was like, no, do not give me money. Do not give me money. Gave me this dress. I did give her money, by the way, because I'm not a cheap bitch. But like literally so nice. She was like, yeah, on my lunch break, I'll bring it. Shouts the fuck out, because I could not find one to come in time from Amazon or anything. So yay.
We did it.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Mwah.